Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday's Masterclass. My name is Chris, Head of Education here at the Freedom Club, and here to help you with your marketing. Today, this is where we talk about Facebook ads and we show you live accounts. This is where we talk about landing pages, emails, all of the things that are going to make you more money and help you scale. That's what we learn here. I'll give you guys a couple of minutes to jump on in. And we'll get started. And just a reminder, we are streaming this to YouTube as well. If you want to jump on into YouTube and give me a subscribe, I would love that.
For your product usage.
That's not what I wanted to do. Here we go. Sup, Anna? Welcome to the stream. I'm just getting myself organized here. I'll start sharing my screen in a second. All right, who's got questions? It's a quick one today. Hello, Logan and Verity. Hello, Andy. Only 3 of you guys. Sweet. I get an early mark. All right. Anna, please review your first set of ads for Cleanware. You've sent an invite today. 1 second. 1 second. Just chill. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Did I say hi, Kelly? I can't remember. If I didn't, hi, Kelly. Okay. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Cleanware. Cleanware. Here we go. Invitation. Okay. We're going into Cleanware. Be with you in a second, guys. Is logging in through Facebook. Hold on, we're almost there. How's everyone going this week? Are we all making money? I've been having a really good week this week. My son's healthy. He's eating me out of house and home. I got to make more money to feed him. Which is a good change because he wasn't eating at all while he was sick. Stores are making money. Been kicking some ass lately. It's been really good. All right. Cleanware. Hopefully you guys are all the same. Learning and thriving. Okay. We're selling a chopping board from Cleanware. We spent $200. Sup, Damon? How have you been going? How have your stores been going? CPM at $50, not terrible. I'd like it cheaper, but it's not terrible at all. Cost per click, $1.91, pretty good. Your CTR, nice and healthy, 2.61. But what we don't have, you don't have any sales. Before we check that out, let's just have a look. And I'm good to hear. Hungry kids are great. Yes. Well, my son is 17 years old. And I had to take him into hospital 2 weeks ago because he was really, really, really not well. And they screwed it up. They sent us home. And then a week later, there must have been a month ago we first sent him. And a week later, we had to go back in. And it was even worse than before. And they told us that they made a huge mistake. And they should never have let him go. And he didn't have what they thought he had to begin with. He lost 6 or 7 kilograms. And was barely eating a thing. It was like a skeleton, the poor kid. And since being home, since being treated, and now that we know what he's got and he's on the right path, he's gained 6 kilograms. And we couldn't be happier. And we're seeing him smile again is great. I'm really proud and over the moon if you can't tell. Now, We need to look at initiate checkout. Damon, you're on to the next store. That's fantastic. Me too, actually. Me too. Not only am I on to the next door, but I'm trying my hardest to integrate as much AI into the next door process as possible. Trying to achieve more by doing less. And so far, it's working out. All right, so we've spent $200. We have good click-throughs, which can sometimes be a good indication that this is probably going to be a good product. But what we don't have is any add to carts or purchases. Sorry, no checkouts or purchases. Do we have add to carts? Let's just do one more check. It didn't add carts in. 7 add to carts. Okay. Well, that changes a few things. Whose store is this? Who am I talking to? Anna. All right. 7 add to carts is a decent sign. It's just, that's a 3% add to cart rate, roughly, right? So how many clicks have we had? 100 clicks. 7 add to carts per 100 clicks. That's not bad. I don't think we have an ads problem here. I think we have a conversion problem on your website, but we'll have a look. Plastic cutting board, timber and plastic cutting boards, static cucumber knife. I'm confused. I'm confused about what we're doing. Let me just check something. Static cucumber knife. Okay. I'm hoping that this is just the description of your ad and we're not actually selling a static cucumber. No, we're not. It's just a description of your ad. Cool. You're using, I think, an old school method of testing ads, and I don't think it's viable to do this anymore. Yomo, good to see you too. So a couple of things. And I know the course teaches you to do this, but I'd like you to not... Actually, you can say Australia's favorite. That's fine. Actually, no, I'm not going to get down that train. That is actually fine. If for anyone watching, what I don't want you to do is go Australia's number 1. But Australia's favorite, that's borderline okay. Hidden ingredient you didn't want to add, microplastics from your chopping board. You got the right idea. But that whole bit of text there is really awkward. And what works better for selling products is being way more direct. Now, I like what you're doing here. I really don't like these texts here on the side. They're too small to read. On a mobile phone, the people that you want to be selling to, people my age and older, they're going to be squinting. And we don't want that. Now, also, we've got 30% off. Now, what we teach you to do when you're first getting started is 50% off. There's a good reason for that. There's a psychological thing at 50% off, and it helps you get your first few orders. So I really want you to think about your pricing structure. Good ad. We're showing the microplastics. Actually, a fantastic ad. Is that you? If that's you, I'm very impressed. Well done. Good ad. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, not bad. Not bad ads at all. Okay. Zero media being used. Good. All the improvements are off. Good. Okay. I don't think we have a problem with the ads. That's not you? Still good anyway. Okay, cleanware premium chopping board in stainless steel. Now, the problem that I have when I see this, and this isn't necessarily your fault, it's just you've got stainless steel, and one of your ads had stainless steel, but this doesn't look like stainless steel in this image. I think it's the coloring. To me, it looks like glass. This looks like stainless steel. So we may want to think about not using this particular image, or maybe running it through AI and saying, hey, make my board look more stainless steel. Now, this pay in 4, I think this is the problem. My advice to everyone watching this call is take PayPal pay in 4 off your store. I did a test. Now, my store usually converts at about 3 to 4%. I got really excited when people showed me the pay in 4. PayPal because I can't get Klarna or Afterpay on Home Craftology because of the shipping times. I have another payment thing for paying for, but it's nowhere near as good as those four. So when I first found out you could put PayPal on here, I got really excited and I instantly put it on the Home Craftology store, and it absolutely tanked my sales. Because when people get to the PayPal, not everybody has access to paying for. And it's really annoying for a customer when they can't do the thing they wanted to do. Hello, Ken Fee9 Good. I'll just call you Ken. Sup, Ken on YouTube. How's it going? Okay, so this is 0 microplastics. No more plastic leaching into your family meals. Good. Bacteria resistant. Okay, cool. Dishwasher safe. Family safe. Cool. Choose your size. Now, one tip for you. Choose your size is great that you got big sizes. Fantastic. There's a few things I don't like. I don't like how these all have different percentages off. I think that's really dumb. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I just don't think that's a good idea. It's not dumb. It's not dumb. I don't know why I said that. It's just not a good idea. Having a mix here, a set of 3 ml, that's really, really confusing. Get rid of that. That's a silly option. If you're going to have a size, when you click on the size, you have to change the image here to show me visually the difference between a 23 centimeter one and a 28 centimeter one. Because right now, I have no idea how big these are visually. So we're going to need to have something like a can of Coke, or like maybe not Coke, but something like a banana for scale, something to tell me how big these things are. And so as you're scrolling through, you can see that they're getting bigger and bigger. And that way a customer won't be confused. Remember, a confused customer never buys. Now, buy one at 30% off, buy two, save an extra 10% off. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine there. Get rid of the pay with PayPal. This is probably mixed with pay with PayPal here is your biggest problem. We only have one add to cart button. When someone is on your landing page, the amount of decisions that they have to make should be just one decision. Add to cart. If you're asking someone, you're already asking them, choose a size. Now you're saying choose a way to pay at this point? No. Keep the decisions to a minimum. We got to string people along. There's a whole process here to buying. Certain things have to happen at certain times in a chain of events, starting from when they see your ad and decide to click to when they give you their credit card numbers. A certain number of actions have to happen. And if you put them all too close up front to the customer, you get a confused, overwhelmed customer who will not complete your purchase. So we don't have anything to do with payments on the product page at all. Worried about microplastics and bacteria cutting on family cutting boards? Don't give me a question. Don't give me a question. Give me a statement, okay? If you come to a website and they ask you, are you worried about microplastic on your cutting boards? Versus microplastics are poisoning your family, buy my product now, which one do you have more of an impact with? Now, obviously, you don't want to have someone shoving it down your throat. So just use your wisdom to make what I said a little bit more palatable. But we definitely want to be more direct, is the point. Plastic boards can shed microplastics into food. So don't say can. Just say things like studies have shown that microplastics are shed from your cutting boards into your body. And you can even link to studies. You can find studies out there, and you can actually have an image here of a bunch of studies about microplastics in our food from our cutting boards. I'm sure they're out there if you go find them. Switch out plastic and wood for a cleaner kitchen. Now, so far you've only talked about plastic. Now all of a sudden you're saying I got to switch out my wood, but you haven't sold that to me already. We're just suddenly realizing there's halfway down the page. So you're right. Wood can harbor bacteria. And you have said bacteria resistant. Let's make sure you are up in here. You say bacteria can hide in cuts and grooves in wood and plastic cutting boards. How would I make this better? I would say, instead of saying switch out wood and plastic, I'd say plastic and wood cutting boards harbor bacteria. Make it direct. Join other families who are ditching the plastics for good. Yeah, cool. Money back guarantee. All right, let's see what happens when I add this to cart. All right, I'm buying 2 XLs. Here we go. 2 XLs. Yep. $76 and 150. Great. That's good. Buy more discount. Okay. I don't know what that means. It's a bit confusing. So in Kashing, go and edit the discount name so that that doesn't happen on your cart page. On your cart page, you get rid of the PayPal and GPay button. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're not that close yet. And of course, get rid of PayPal interest free. You know, you've coaxed me to the shopping cart page, but well, we haven't talked about payment yet. You know, hold your horses. Let me click the button first. Okay, checkout. Good. You're getting a pop up there. Fantastic. And we got the $16 buy now discount. Now, one thing that I didn't see on your store, or maybe I did, but I didn't pay attention, was a pop-up. Yeah, I didn't see a pop-up. Pop-ups are the most important part of this whole process, because if you don't have the right pop-up, you don't get the email buy-in at this point. And getting the email buying on the product page is one of the most important things that you can do. Now, if you're doing pop-ups, you can be using your Klaviyo to make a Klaviyo pop-up. Mystery discounts at the moment, I think, work best. And I like to use an app called Alia because Alia is incredible. I get sign-up rates of I've had up to 18% Alia sign-up rate. I'll see if I can show you. Now, most people on their sign-up rates to their emails, they're struggling to get 5%. If you've got a boring pop-up through Klaviyo, you'll probably be struggling for like 7%. Using Alia, I've had up to 18%. Okay, Anna, you have a pop-up but no sign-ups. That's because your sign-up sucks. And I mean that in the best possible way. It's okay that it sucks. We can turn it off. We can make something better. I'm just loading up Alia now, so give me a second. So this is Alia, and this is one of the stores that I manage. It's not my store, but it is a store that I've managed, and this is the email sign-up rate at 14%. So how does this work? Alia is an app that allows you to build beautiful pop-ups. Come on, load up. And this one's blank. Okay, how did that happen? Let's turn that one off and go back to a previous one. That was a bad example. Clearly, I need to go back and fix this. Let's look at my archives. You know what? We'll go to Homecraftology. I have a feeling my client went in there and maybe screwed it up. I just wanted to show you hers because hers was pretty. I guess Homecraft's rather pretty too. It's only at 12%. And 12% is bloody brilliant for a pop-up, I'll tell you that. Okay, so this is Homecraftology's pop-up. This one is about 12%. So the way this works is it's a try your luck, and you scratch to get the discount, and then you've got a mystery discount. You click claim, you get to this screen, and you're still like, okay, I want my mystery discount. So you put your email in, and I've got your email, and then, oops, don't do that. Don't show people my passwords. And then they get the discount coupon here to use. Now, I've got their email. So the next thing that happens is they go into my welcome series and they start hearing from me. Now, my welcome series is actually how I generate most of my income because it allows me to send a series of 8 emails to my customers to ensure that I get that sale. And I'll just show you what my welcome series looks like real quick. I actually just launched a new one today. I'm always testing new ways to get more income from it. So I'll show you my previous one. Automations. For those of you who are not using email, guys, email is around about what? I don't know. 40% of maybe 50% of my revenue at this point. So for me, I know this looks tricky. It's really not. It's not that bad. It's like I just have a few A/B tests that I was currently doing. So this is kind of what I do. I I have an email here that gives people 20% off their first order. I know that seems like a lot. It's just in my testing, this helps me secure that first order and bring my cost per new customer down. So you don't have to go as high as 20%. You can do 10%. That's fine. This is just what's working for me on this store. So we have that. And then we have a series of browser notifications. We have a text message that goes out, and we have a series of emails that shows them the brand, tells them the journey, explains to them how we got here and what's so good about our products. And then if they don't purchase from the first few emails, we step things up. And we're like, hey, join our Facebook group. Learn more about us. Here's more reviews. The next day, here's $10 store credit for you to use. This is only valid for 72 hours. The next day, here's another email where you get up to 50% off. And then my final email is a personal invitation from the CEO to my clients to, come on in and use a 50% off voucher. I would rather give them 50% off and make less profit out of the order than lose the customer. So I do a series of escalating emails in my welcome series, and that's how I do it. And that's why the sign up rate is so important on Alia. So Pink Nurse, Craftology emails are aggressive in the nicest possible way. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. They are aggressive and they are effective, and that's how I make money. That's how I would like you guys to make money too. All right, Anna, I hope that helps you with where to go from here. You're on the right path, but we have a few things to fix up. All right, Danny, created 2 Facebook campaigns in your ad account following my advice. Oh, hey, Kelly. Hey there. Pink Nurse. Pink Nursey. Okay. 2 campaigns in the ad account following my advice for prospecting and retargeting, but retention, as you don't have much retention yet. Okay, fair enough. That's fair. You haven't published them, and you would like me to I can't review them until you publish them. If you can publish them and turn them off, I can then go through and look at them, but I can't look at anything that's not published because that's only on your side. I'll look up your store right now. Not your store. I'll look up your ad account right now. Unless these are it, I'll just double check. Middle of funnel, retargeting, prospecting. Well, middle of funnel is never prospecting. I don't think these are it, right? Yeah, that's. Oh, it is. You got the exclusions here. Okay. So prospecting is never middle of funnel. Prospecting is top of funnel. Just so you know, not a big deal. You've got personal care and broad. I wouldn't bother with personal care. If we're going to be doing this kind of thing, just go broad. Just go broad. Email list, Klaviyo, 3-second video viewers. Okay, that's cool. All website visitors, yep. Add to cart, 100, yeah, that's fine. I think that's fine. And then you've got switch to recommended setup turned off. Yeah, this looks good to go. Let's take a look at your ads. Hopefully they're your best ads. Good. So probably turn the personal care off. Just switch. Just stay with broad for the prospecting with the exclusions, and then middle of funnel. Part 1. So we need in the middle of funnel. We need to have the 3 parts. We've got cart. People have added to cart as one ad set, and then we have people who have viewed a product but not added to cart as the second ad set, and then we've got people who've engaged with your Instagram as your third ad set. So this one is just, I mean, you can do it this way. I just personally wouldn't suggest it, because this one is just all of your engagers and carters and initiate checkouts. I mean, it's not wrong. It's definitely not wrong. It's just not how I would prefer to do it. Hopefully that makes sense. Josh Hill, you don't happen to have that link, do you, of the video that shows people how to set up the campaigns properly? I think Josh Hill is on her way to become the next assistant here at the Freedom Club. It'll take her a minute. Now, Logan and Verity, Core Relief. We'll jump on to you. $11 purchases at $181 a purchase. Ooh. Oh, that's the last 30 days. Let's have a look at this last week. $128 is coming down. Click-throughs are up. Click-throughs at 3%. What were they? You've gone from 1.18% to 3% click-through. That's amazing. Thank you, Jashil. Thank you so much. I'm going to pop that just quickly in this chat to Danny. Hey, Danny. It's close, but retargeting. We'll call it retargeting so you know what I'm talking about. Retargeting is not quite right. Here is the video I recommend. Okay. Logan, a few questions. C8 has been running since July 21st and has started generating sales. You made a few changes discussed last week, but still have more changes to make on the website. You omitted to turn off the add tips section, and then last night you got a sale and they left a tip. Assuming you should still turn it off. Yes, turn it off immediately. Immediately. Also, there is a bit of a random question, so my apologies, but we're moving to New Zealand in the coming months, and you're wondering, do you have any advice to how I keep running this and trying to get profitable? Will this be an issue being in New Zealand? Super grateful. I can't give you too much advice on the New Zealand move, other than you will be taxed wherever you're running a business. And so I assume that New Zealand, if you are a resident in New Zealand for tax purposes, then you'll have to abide by the New Zealand tax, like the New Zealand GST. And I don't know anything much about that. I think it's around about the same as Australian GST. It's just, yeah, you'll have to talk to, I don't know, some business advisors over there about how this all works. As for running it day to day, that nothing should really change day to day. You can still target Australia. You can still sell in Australia. You can still take money in Australia. You still can have an Australian bank account. That's all fine. Nothing needs to change necessarily. All right, so at this point, for you guys as well, I think it'd be a really good idea for you to start setting up the thing that Joshil just sent. The one campaign method is stupid. Watch that video and start to set up these campaign structures. I think that'd be a really wise choice for you right now. All right. One good ad at $119 a purchase. Okay. It's getting down there. I actually have a really good solution for you.
I genuinely thought this thing was a gimmick until I tried it. I started using it on my shoulders.
Okay, we still got that fuzzy voice in at the 4-second mark.
And I was genuinely blown away by how well this device works.
I'm a licensed.
Okay, so you're probably a little bit of testing away from absolutely nailing this. So you've heard my stories many times. The No Snore store took me 14 different versions of my founder video before I figured out what to say and what not to say in my videos. So what I would do is every day or every 2 days I would set myself a task to record a brand new founder video, and I would say a different script. And in each script, I would pick a new thing. So to give you an example, here is the script for my product that worked. I'm going to post this in the chat here. Now, for those of you watching on YouTube, how are you going to see that? That's a good question. That's a good question. Is there a notepad? All this other crap. Here we go. So this is the script that worked for me. It's in the chat there for everyone on Freedom Club. It's on the screen for everyone on YouTube. And you can see here what it's broken down. First of all, the style of this script ended up being less of a selling you a type of product to more of you teaching what to look for. And after many, many testings, I found that certain things that I would say would resonate very well. So things about saying, like, my GP got me onto these, that added a bit of value there because people trust GPs. And that's a true story. GP did get me onto the mouth guards. But then I wanted to warn people not to waste their money on rubbish. So that got them hooked into watching the video. I talked about this as being the main reason why we started the store. And then I said there are two very important things to know before you buy a mouth guard. And these two things here, I only figured out by testing other two things. So I would test this and that and this and that and this and that. What I found for this particular product was there was one specific feature of the product that other things didn't have, which is the number one. You have to dial in the side of the mouth guard to dial it in for your mouth. That needed to be in the video. And then the price point of don't spend $400 or more. We have these at $79.95. Those two things so far have been the best things to put in my ads. But the only way of knowing that was by testing a lot of other types of simple scripts of me just talking and then putting some of the footage of the product itself in front of me. Right now, you've got a pretty good ad there. It's pretty good, but you're not really testing what to say and what not to say. You've made a supercut of your ad, and it's performing somewhat better than before. But given that it's got a 3% click rate, I think you haven't quite hit the right things to say. Visually, yes, you're trustworthy and it looks good, but we've got to find that number one thing to say to sell this product. Could be a feature, it could be a benefit, and it could be comparing your product to the competition. What does yours have that others don't? Can you look this up on, say, Amazon, or look this up from a premium website where it's like 4 or 5 times the price, and you can say, hey, if you buy this from the chemist, it's going to be $400 or $500, and for us, it's $150. Those types of things can be really good in your script. So what I did, after weeks of testing 14 different variations of my script with me in my crappy, like I'm not very, I do these streams, but I'm not very good at doing ads. I'm really not. I'm really, really, really not. I do them because I have to, and I do them because if I record them, it saves me a lot of time and a lot of money, because I just get in front of the camera and I just quickly bang out a video, do a little bit of light editing in CapCut, do a little bit of captions, and off I go. And I can then go and test that. What I did this week, or starting last week actually, was I took this script and I changed it from being, this is the winning script by the way, I changed it from being a founder script to being more of like a spokesperson script. Now it says, it doesn't say that's why I created the store, but it does say that that's the whole reason why we created the store. And that was pretty important, so that now I can give this script to other people. Now what I did was I found a guy on Fiverr who spoke the script, and he's getting even cheaper purchases than I am. I got a guy from Creator Flow who's also worked on his version, and I was able to launch that today. And I'm pretty sure that his version will do even better than mine and the other guys. We've now got this, what started at $100 per purchase. My ads with the right script got it down to $40 a purchase. The content creators ads, which are much better than mine, we got it down to $17 a purchase for a $79 product, whereas some people buy 2 or 3. So this is the method. This is how we, as creators, well, not creators, as founders of our own store, this is how we can test which things we should talk about in our ads, and before we go and pay someone else to go and make content for us, which can cost up to $300. Wouldn't it be better to buy someone to buy content from someone when you knew exactly what they wanted them to say and you weren't guessing? Yeah, look, I wouldn't be spending, if I were you, I wouldn't be spending more than $50 a day unless you were getting purchases that were well and truly very profitable. There is no harm in taking your time. In fact, the No Snore store, I spent the first 4 or 5 weeks at about $50 a day just testing these scripts. And I mean, I've got other stores that are profitable. I don't need to waste money. That's just silly. Throwing more money at this doesn't get you a faster result. If it did, I'd be all in, put all the money in, but it doesn't. The faster result is making more scripts and making more ads and testing these very specific things that make a difference. And there's no fast way to scale, guys. There's no fast way. We can only scale where there's room to scale. A lot of people get excited and they start pumping more money into the ads, and then the ads die. And they die very quickly and very forcefully. And they're like, hey, Chris, why was I getting $50 purchases last week and this week they're 100? And it's like, well, your ads weren't strong enough. They were strong enough at that price, at that $50 a day mark. They weren't strong enough to put that budget up because the people that you're now calling in from those ads are just a little bit less warmed up and not ready to purchase. And the way to counteract that is better ads. So that's what I recommend. So you can take that script of mine. I mean, obviously it's not going to work for your product, but you can see there how I structure it and how I put together where I put together those various things like the selling points, and you can pencil in the selling points for you to go and test. And this doesn't just apply to you, Logan and Verity. This is for anybody who wants to make more money from their founder ads. Just pick 2 topics to talk about and go and figure out exactly which 2 topics are the best topics for you to talk about. Then the only way to know that is to let the market decide. And to have the guts to put yourself out there and be in front of a video and test these things out. Even if you cringe every time you scroll through the Facebook newsfeed and your ad pops up, or every time you get a notification that your mum's commented on one of your ads, or that your wife's family have seen your snoring ads and have commented on it. They don't realize I was just testing ideas. They don't realize that those ads were going to be turned off at some point. They were probably just thinking, who's this dickhead? Oh, look, it's my son-in-law. Anyway, that's that, guys. Anyone got any more questions for the night before we sign off? Otherwise, we can all take an early mark. I think that's it. I don't know where everybody is today. I guess middle of winter, everybody's tired. You're welcome. Guys, I'll be back on Wednesday. I have a feeling maybe my Monday nights are a little bit too late in the evening for everybody, so it'll only be the core crew who get to see these. Everyone else will watch the replay. Guys, I'll be back on Wednesday, and on Wednesday we're going to do more of the same. We're going to be looking at live accounts. We're going to be making changes, making you rich, but you got to put the work in. The money's there for the taking, but you got to put that work in. I will see you guys. And for those of you coming to the Gold Coast, meet up on the weekend. I'll see you all there. Take it easy, guys. I'll just wait for Anna and thanks, Ashton. It's mine too. Mine too. I love this. As you know, I live and breathe this. All right, guys.